Hey everybody, and welcome to Life at the Table. It's Thursday, May 7th. I'm going to call this our Mother's Day edition because I've chosen a passage that I always think about when I think about mothers working hard. So let's go ahead and start with the prayer. It's our communal prayer that we usually do at Life at the Table. I'm going to apologize because I have not memorized it. So I'm going to look down and read it. If you have, awesome. Be present at our table, Lord. Be here and everywhere adored. Thy creatures bless and grant that we may feast in paradise with thee. Amen. Right, so obviously Kim's doing some cooking behind me. The kids are outside playing. We found that it's generally a bit more quiet to do that, either when you just join me or her at the table. Okay, so today I want to kind of diverge away from the faith over fear theme that I've been kind of toying with the last several weeks and discussing. And I want to do a Mother's Day edition. And I'm going to do this one pretty short. It's going to be off the cuff. I'm not going to rely on any notes. But I want you to go ahead and turn, if you have a Bible, turn to Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. And if you haven't already noticed, this was going to be about, haven't already guessed, Martha and Mary. Martha getting criticized by Jesus because she just can't focus enough to sit down and listen to his teachings. So this is Martha and Mary, Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. Now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she went up to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, are you anxious and troubled about many things? But one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will be not taken away from her. So there's a few things we can learn from this. And before we even discuss that, I want to get into some of my shortcomings. As a person, as a father, as a human being, as a Christian, I think one of the things that I need to work on, and even my wife and her late grandmother kind of made fun of me, I cannot focus. I have many things going on at once. I don't know whether that's just me, that's a personality trait or disorder, what have you. But I think even if Jesus were to come down and sit and have a talk with me, I would probably, God forbid, trying to straighten the table, think about how much nicer the house could have been. What could I have done to make this visitation much more pleasant? So in that way, I think it's a feeling that if there's something in front of me that's more important, I need to realize that this might be more critically important than what I think is on the periphery. And my wife makes fun of me all the time about it. It's funny, and she's absolutely right. When her grandmother was still alive, I would go to her house and she'd say, don't you ever just sit down and relax? And I say, probably not. And I'm still trying to work on that. But I absolutely love this story, especially in light of Mother's Day. And if you're listening to this tonight, and if you're a mother, and if you're a Martha, then stop what you're doing, allow someone to help you, sit down with the Bible, take just a few moments, and get off your feet and get connected with God. In this troubling time, we don't know how long we have, and that's true even before this mess we've gotten ourselves into. So if you're a mother, if you're a struggling father, if you're anybody, and this is Mother's Day weekend, then stop to talk to God and don't worry about the things that you think are important, because there is only one thing that's important, and Jesus says, and it's his teachings. So God bless all of you, and I want to leave you with a message. I always challenge everybody every week to do just a little more than they did before. I'm taking a class about laity in the United Methodist Church, and I absolutely love it. I'm learning a lot, and the pastor really kind of said something enlightening, and I want to close with. As a Methodist body, as a whole, we have different talents and skills, but we are one. And if you think that your skills cannot be used in a ministry type of way, you're wrong. Anything that you can do to use your skills and talents and be helpful is serving God. So even if it's just maybe you're good with cars and you can do oil changes and you can help your neighbor, do it. Don't hesitate. God bless all of you. Happy Mother's Day. Sit down and talk with God. Have a great weekend and a great day, everybody.